Hello. This is part two on what I like to call the drag session on Brittany Renner. And honestly, this right here may end Brittany Renner. Tap the screen. With that being said, shout out to Shannon Sharp. Shout out to Close Shay Shay. Let's get it.
Impressive isn't the word. So if I'm judged for having great taste,
we are the boss.
Now understand, I'm not going to play all of this. I'm going to play enough of this so that y'all get the picture.
Help yourself. We got this for the next album.
All my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle, pay the price. Want a slice, got the roller. Nice, that's why. All my life, I've been grinding all my life. All my life, been grinding all.
Dang, I can't take it out all
Sacrifice, hustle, pay the price. Want a slice, got the roller. Nice, that's why. All my life, I've been grinding all my life.
Hello, welcome to another edition of Club Shay Shay. I am your host.
Hello, welcome.
And the young lady that's stopping by for a conversation and a drink
Be
today.
right back in a
is a
second.
former college soccer star. She's unapologetically a social media influencer, reality TV star personality, popular fitness model, actress, mother, author, businesswoman, entrepreneur, Brittany Nicole Renner.
oh my gosh, what a
You like that intro?
intro!
Did I leave it?
I'll be right back in a second.
No, that was amazing.
So how are you?
I'm kind of nervous,
Why are you nervous? You've done so many of these interviews.
but I feel like you're easily one of the most influential people I've sat down with, and there's a lot of clowns with mics, and I respect what you have going on. Club Shay Shay, I'm a fan.
Thank you.
So yeah, I'm just really nervous. I know you're gonna ask me some great questions.
I'm going to ask you some unbelievable questions. But before we get started, I'd like to have a toast. This is my very own cognac. I'm going to send you home with a bottle, or I have a bottle sent to
Sent to me, actually.
Sent to you because you
Okay.
can't take water on the plane.
What are we toasting?
What would you like to toast to?
True love, always.
To true love, congratulations on all your success. Moving forward, hopefully everything that you prayed for, you wished for, come true in the
Hallelujah.
very, very near future. To all the best, Brittany.
Oh, that's like good morning.
What up, y'all? What up? I'm back. We ain't gonna be here too long, but just long enough to expose Brittany Renner for what she is.
I was thinking we like periodically toast, have a little swig. I didn't know you were gonna take it all the way to the dome like
No, you're
that.
not now.
Okay. Welcome to Club Shay Shay. Thank you.
Club Shay Shay. Club Shay Shay.
I mean, this is a large undertaking. To
Okay.
actually get you here, because when I reached out originally, I didn't think you was going to be open or receptive to an opportunity to appearing on Club Shay Shay.
Why not?
Well, I mean, I've seen. I don't really listen because I try not to listen. If it's someone that I would like to have on my show, I try not to listen to what they say because I don't want them to try to sway me into questions that I'm going to ask or the direction that we're going to take the interview in. So, but I've seen you on a lot of different podcasts.
Tap screen.
Similar to what I do.
Tap screen,
Yeah. And I would
please.
say that I'm really different depending on the platform and the people,
Okay.
the energy.
So
The version that people give me, it just nice. You never know. I'm like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're
Okay.
gonna get.
Brittany Nicole Renner, born in
Government.
Mississippi,
Born in Ohio.
born in Ohio, moved to Mississippi at a very young age.
Ocean Spring, Mississippi.
Ocean Springs. So where is that close to Jackson?
Mississippi?
It's about 3 hours from Jackson, about an hour from New Orleans, so right on the border.
Oh, okay. You're on the border. Okay. So what was your siblings, brothers, sisters,
Yeah, I have 2 brothers and 1 sister.
and you fall where in this mix?
Well, I'm the oldest.
You're the oldest.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So what was Brittany Renner's childhood like?
You have brothers Ooh, I'm glad they don't try to claim you. And well, tell you the truth, you ain't even worth claiming, but that's besides the point.
So we're just getting straight to it? Another shot or no? Okay, we're just going diving right in.
Yeah, because I want to set this up because I want to see how were you like this to there. I want to know the transformation that you went through, the metamorphosis that you went through in order to become what we see sitting here today.
Alright. Play for an ultra?
Gracie for an ultra?
Don't forget, there's ultras.
Through the metamorphosis that you went through in order to become what we see sitting here today.
All right, well, I was raised by my grandparents from about 9 years old up.
Okay.
There was a lot of family history that was very peculiar, I guess I can say, for lack
Tap
of a better
screen,
word.
tap screen, tap
So,
screen.
raised by my grandparents.
Tap
I'm
screen.
biracial, half black, normal white, daddy black, so yeah. So I was raised by my
In
mom.
Mississippi, that happened in Ohio. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so I originally lived in Ohio. We moved down to Mississippi. I lived with my grandparents. My grandparents white on my mom's side. Grew up very whitewashed, very sheltered. Soccer was my life from 4th grade up. And I would say that I was just always been very sensitive to things. I've always wondered, like, why am I wired this way? Why do I look at the world the way that I do? I wish I could turn off the feeling aspects. I've always been a very deep feeler, a deep thinker, even as a young person. So I would just say, like, sheltered, whitewashed, very strict. Dinner at 5:30. You can have a snack at 8 o'clock, bed 9. Very strict.
When you say you're reared by your grandparents, what transpired that you work with your mom and dad?
So my dad, he was an alcoholic. He's been sober for 12 years now, so shout out to him.
Right.
So he was going through that part, during that time. My mom, there were things I didn't know like growing up when I was going through that, but my mom, basically my grandma was like, you're not stable, I'm going to just go ahead and raise them.
Right.
So she just kind of took us from my mom.
Yes.
So she just
That's
took
a
us.
southern thing.
Yeah, well, and so that's what she did. So it wasn't really fair to my mom, but it was probably it was best for us. That's what happened. So, they gave us that stability and that structure that we really needed as kids.
Okay, so with the relationship, was there any resentment that your grandmother took you from? I don't want to sound harsh, but
She's dead.
was there resentment growing up that you're with your grandmother and your mom is over here and you're not with her? Was there any resentment on either side? Your mom let this happen or your grandma made this happen?
Well, I didn't have this awareness as a child. When I was about 26 years old, I kind of got the whole story as to how everything transpired and why things were the way that they were, and some of our family secrets as well.
Tap screen,
I
tap
think there was
screen,
always
please.
that longing
Tap screen,
to,
please. Tap screen.
That I called it the burden of unconditional love,
Right.
where I yearned for my mom, just like I yearned for my dad. When my dad was in jail, I used to write him letters. So there was always that longing for my actual parents. And it was hard connecting with my grandparents at times because they were so old school. They didn't really understand a lot of things, and they had such a tight leash on us,
Is that why you rebelled? Is because it was such a tight leash?
I didn't really do anything. Well, it sounds crazy now. I was just, 8th grade drinking hypnotic,
Right.
sneaking out, TPing houses, just normal stuff. But yeah, I was very curious. I'm a very curious person. So yeah, I just wanted a little bit of room to breathe, and we weren't really given that.
And that's what we're calling now curious.
Biracial, because I'm assuming there are not a whole lot of biracial kids in Mississippi.
No, there's definitely, at the school I went to, Ocean Springs, there were not even a lot of just black people in general at our school. It was just like a little huddle of us. And
So who did you click up with?
I played soccer.
Right. So,
I will say that, I linked the tokens, all the tokens, we linked up together on the soccer team and stuff, but mainly white girls is who I played with, but yeah, my best friends are black, so,
Right.
So yeah.
So what was Brittany in middle school, in high school? What was Brittany Renner like? Were you like that it girl? Like I ain't got time for you. Were you like, okay, I'm cool. Yeah, I'm popular, but I'm cool. I'm down to earth. Did you pick on people? What were you like?
Well, I had a bully in middle school. I'll never forget her and how she made me feel. I went to the guidance counselor about her multiple times. So I had a bully. So that's why I hate bullies now, and I bully bullies because I cannot stand people who pick on others, because I went through that. I felt very overlooked. I don't really feel like that I was that beautiful when I was in middle school. I've always had struggled with my skin, with acne.
Tap screen, please.
So I felt very
Tap screen.
over, and it wasn't really until I got to high school where I kind of got like a little shape.
Right.
It's like attention for the wrong reason.
Right.
So I mean,
So you grew into this body.
yes, but it's still, even in high school, still wasn't like a super focal point. It wasn't probably until more college, you know, but I felt very invisible. So I think that's why for me, I've actually developed personality and social skills because I haven't been beautiful my entire life. So that's why, you know, I consider myself the people's darling, because I know how to talk to people. I can talk to anyone.
Right.
And that's what I did growing up.
So when did boys become prevalent? Or when did you become interested in boys? Was this a high school thing, or was it when you got to college?
I guess in what way, like dating or just like
Yes, dating, or were you like, I got it, guys are really interested in me, guys will buy me candy, flowers, take me out on dates, take me to, you know.
That'd be nice. Yeah, I don't feel like I ever had my pick of the litter, though, not in high school. Again, there were other girls, and again, I feel like too, being like one of more of the minorities is like you're just looked over a lot. And again, I don't feel like I grew into my looks until a little bit more so college, you know, so more of a late bloomer. But I mean, I remember practicing making out with the mirror when I was in middle school. You know, I think I had my first kiss at, I don't know, maybe 7th or 8th grade.
Right.
Yeah, you know, so.
And you're like, I like this.
At Grand Canyon University, we believe in equal opportunity, and the American dream starts with purpose. By honoring your sacred vocation of business, you impact your family, your friends, and your community. GCU's MBA degree program is 100% online and can help you.
Sorry about that, y'all.
You know, so.
You're like, I like this.
Yeah, I was like, you know, I don't know, but yeah, so I don't know, I feel like guys, even in high school, it still wasn't that much of a thing. I think, I mean, I had maybe one or two boyfriends, but that was kind of it.
Anything serious? Anything like, okay, you wearing this jacket, you wearing this
I wish I could have done that, like wear the leather. I never got to do that, no.
You wore your jacket, wore his class ring.
No.
That wasn't a thing?
No, the guy that my first boyfriend, he went to a different school.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So God knows even what he was doing then. He's only a year older than me, but that was actually in high school the first and last time I ever cheated on anyone. It was when I was 16 years old. The guy my first boyfriend, he went away on a camping trip. I was feeling emotionally neglected, and so I invited him.
He was gone for a day.
He was gone for a couple days on a camping trip with his family.
Okay.
And I was feeling neglected.
So basically, you've been a hoe of 3 or 4 since high school. Is that what you getting ready to say, Brittany? Let's go.
You know, texting wasn't. I don't think it was super big back then, but so I invited a guy over and I kissed someone else. 3 days later, so mind you, he comes back from the trip. He has this spray painted shirt for me that had a soccer ball and my name. He made me this bracelet that said Brittany Renner. And I was like, oh my God, I felt so guilty, sick to my stomach. So 3 days later, I told him the truth.
You told him?
Absolutely.
Take that to your grave.
Never.
Everything ain't meant to be told.
Why not? If it can be destroyed by the truth, it should be destroyed by the truth.
No.
That is not a lie. If it can be destroyed by the truth, it should be destroyed by the truth.
No.
That is not a way to live.
A lie is okay if it will spare someone great harm or embarrassment.
Whoa. Hold on, Shannon. I can't rock with you on that one. She chose to do what she did with another dude. You would say hoe. You was an entire hoe.
God, how did you deduce that? Because I'm trying to spare his feelings.
Because liars never prosper.
Let me speed this up.
Honestly, never mind.
Go ahead. No. Honesty. Honesty is the key. Honesty is the best.
I'm not even. I don't really. My grandma said she never said. I'm not even really looking.
She don't.
Typical hoe.
Experience life. You gonna put Granny out there like that?
True, that's true. So I'm not really listening to her.
You ain't
So when
shit,
Dion asked
Brittany.
you to come back and speak to the kid, to his team, the young men at Jackson State, did you prepare to like, okay, I'm gonna touch on this, or you just went up there and let it flow?
Well, originally I just wanted tickets to the game. I think it was a homecoming game or something. And he's like, no, I want you to speak to my team. So in my mind, I was just like, okay, I don't know what about. I guess he said the game of life. And I'm curious because I know that you asked him about it. Did he ever get into detail about what we discussed? And you've never seen the footage, right?
I saw some of the footage, but like I said, I don't like, because I'm like, okay, one day I would like potentially for her to be on my podcast. Now, obviously, that was happening a couple of years ago, so I'm going to let some time pass by before I ask for you to come on my show. So, but I didn't want to sway any of the questions that I could particularly ask. And hopefully, I'm trying to ask questions. Because I've kind of seen, and my researcher and my producer CJ, I think does a great job of making sure that we try not to touch a whole lot of things that you've already spoken about. So that's why I wanted to start back from the beginning. I wanted to Brittany Renner. I'm taking it back.
Yeah, I mean, I think what I didn't like about speaking at Jackson State is because the way that it was marketed was that I was a cautionary tale.
Oh.
That's not what, if you were to play back the whole footage, what am I warning you guys about? Because if I was a gold digger, I would be easily the dumbest one. I would be the least successful one. Like, I am not in a position to tell young men about gold diggers or what women do, or because the friends that I have, they're not in this business. They are call center nurses, work at a freaking enterprise. So when I didn't like that it made it seem like I'm coming in there and I'm telling you guys, hey, don't get got. That's not what happened.
Okay.
So,
well, just give us a brief synopsis, okay? You get called, you say, guys, I'm bringing someone in front of you today to speak to you that's going to give you some light, going to give you some game. That's the way he like you. Like, I'm going to give you game. And this person, although the package is nicely bundled in a nice, neat, presentable package, you need to hear the message that she's going to say. So you walk up there and everybody like, so now, you know what's going on. Hey, I mean, I can just imagine, hell, if I'm an 18, 19-year-old, someone like yourself walks in, I'm thinking the same thing these probably young men thinking. So now, I've got to set lustful thoughts aside and hear what you have to say.
Running has always been my thing. But after having my baby, everything changed. It's not just about me anymore, and I needed to feel safe without giving up my
thoughts aside and hear what you have to say.
I think Dion and I did a great job kind of spitballing, and he would, help set up the questions and different things he wanted me to answer, but what I shared was my experience and to not waste women's time because, hell hath no fury like a woman scorned.
Oh, really?
But don't try to correlate.
No, I'm not a woman. So you're asking me.
It's just the way, you know why you said it.
No, what you mean why I said it? How did I say it?
Okay. We're going to leave the undertone.
No, Brittany, no.
Because you're like, oh, really? So you're familiar.
No. I mean, I'm asking you.
So this is new information. Is that what warranted that response?
You're asking me, as a man, to speak to a situation that I would know nothing about, considering that I'm not a woman. So I don't know what's going on. Because me, sure, things have happened, but I have to move it along. I don't get the luxury of being able to be scornful and to lash out or to retaliate. If someone says, don't call me again, I don't have the luxury of calling you again. Because Now that is harassment. Shannon Sharp called me harassment. I'm going to be in the paper. I'm going to lose my job. So you can understand that I'm speaking to things that I don't have the luxury of being able to do.
Yes, but you also, because I've listened to a few of your videos more recently, leading up to this day, where you are very big about whatever your dating life is in private and that you don't want it to be public. It's the same, just like you said, if you date in private, you can break up in private.
Yes.
So you can say what you want. Let me finish my thought. The reality is that you know what I'm talking about. That's why you are the way that you move in dating, because you can't just be out here all willy-nilly and whatever you're doing, especially publicly, because if you do some publicly, you're going to have to answer to it publicly.
Right.
But I'm saying in general, a lot of men with status, I mean, who are they supposed to date? They're going to go after women who typically have less than them. And even women who may have greater than or equal to. Still, hell have no fury like a woman scorned.
Well, Oprah's taken. Beyonce's taken.
You would date Oprah?
No, I'm just saying.
Cancel.
No, I'm saying, when you talk about men of high value, and look, we're going to talk about...
We got to differentiate that.
Okay, so...
First off, Brittany really has not dated high value men. Brittany has dated high earning men. Just because you're a high earning man does not mean that you're high value. Let me make that clear. Just because you're a high earning man does not make you a high value man. Let's continue.
Let's just say men, $500,000, billion, on up. The pool of dating the equivalent is not the same. You know that.
Oh, yeah. Water's wet.
So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So when you say, men to have, they're going to date women less than, water's wet.
But that's what, okay, so I'm going back to a lot of people, male or female, don't have a lot to lose. So when there are these breakups, or if there was somebody who was maybe dating with ill intentions, when that stuff happens, it can get really messy.
Right.
It can get messy.
Notice what she's saying there, talking about when a person has nothing to lose, their breakup can get messy. Ain't that what's going on between her and PJ currently? And mind y'all, this club Shay Shay was at least a year ago, a year and a couple months ago when she did this interview. Notice that this here, what you just said, foreshadows what's going on with her and PJ. Let's continue.
Especially when you don't have that much going for yourself. Because you're like, oh, this person was my way out. So now I'm going to out them or post screenshots. Like, there's been so much stuff.
Notice she said, this person was my way out. Notice the way she went after PJ was the same way that Dre and Michelle went after her baby daddy. Except Dre and Michelle and her baby daddy, I think, are supposedly engaged to get married. I don't know. Basically, Brittany got pregnant, had a kid, and up and left. And by the grace of God, PJ only has to pay $2,000 a month in child support. So PJ did dodge a bullet on that one. Now, if he was stupid enough to marry Brittany Renner, then he would be screwed.
That I've been seeing basketball players and certain things, and you know what I'm talking about when I'm saying there, getting names, but that type of stuff.
Right.
Listen.
I remember when I I'm trying to think. I don't know if you said it on a radio show or a TV show about your dating prowess. You was with one man, two men, three men, four men over the course of a 24-hour, 48-hour span. Did you think about the ramifications of how people, men, women, everybody, would look at you? Because
She don't give a damn.
or does that not bother you? Or you learn to tune that out?
Listen.
You're referring to one incident. I can actually recall it, pinpoint it perfect for you. There was a video that I did in my car where I was talking about how I had sex with, was it 3 men in a day,
Yes.
and then I ended up getting a yeast infection.
Yes.
I came out pretty unscathed for just the yeast infection,
Right.
considering what I could have gotten.
Right.
It wasn't that, oh man, I hope you want to.
Gross.
I was on birth control for 10 years before I had my son. I got off of it because there's a conversation with my child's father. So again, the whole trapping thing.
Which I have to be honest, PJ, you should never lay down with this bitch. I'm just being honest. PJ should never lay down with Brittany Renner. In any way, shape, form, and or fashion. PJ, you laying down with Brittany Renner, you are the weakest link. Goodbye.
You can't trap the willing, babe. And on top of that, I never wanted to have I look at kids as
You
crotch
never wanted
goblins.
to be you never wanted a baby daddy. You wanted to be a mom. You didn't want to
Yes.
be a baby mama. You wanted to be a
And
woman.
that's why I waited so long. I had my baby when I was 29. I thought I was doing it right. I thought that was my guy. And
Let's stop, Brittany. You never did want to be PJ's wife. Let's cut the crap. You never wanted to be PJ's wife. You wanted PJ to be your ATM. And that plan did not work. And now you're pissed about it. And now he's got a new woman that he did marry. And it's not you, and you're pissed about it. In the words of Medea, move the fuck on.
I never really liked kids. I always thought I referred to them as crotch goblins, to be honest. But as I got older, I wanted one.
What did you think?
So I think about the ramifications of telling people that I had sex with multiple men. Yes, I don't care. It's true. If you don't see me as a potential dating person, then great, one less heart to break.
Of course we don't see you as a potential for dating. What man in his right mind would date a hoe? Like, seriously, what the hell's wrong with you? Don't no man want a hoe. Men may screw a hoe, but even then we don't want you. Let's continue.
Leave me alone.
Tap screen, tap screen, tap screen, tap screen, tap screen.
Brittany, that's hard for me. Look, like you said, public versus private. Now, if you and I having a conversation, and you sitting up here, we have a conversation, and you say, well, Shannon, I slept with this many men. Okay, that's one thing. That's between you and I. But to have that conversation, and then everybody, Sam, John, and everybody else knows it, that's a whole different ball game, Brittany.
Exactly.
Adobe Acrobat Studio is all new. PDF spaces with AI drag and research, drop and drop.
Everybody, Sam, John, and everybody else knows it. That's a whole different ball game, Brittany.
That's fine. Hey, I feel that.
But see, that's selfish because all you're thinking about is you. What about him? He has got to be with you.
He has got to be with me, or
No, what I'm saying-
he has the privilege to be with me.
Okay.
Because you know how many
Whoa,
women you
whoa.
slept with?
Britt,
I'll let it play.
You know how many women you slept with? Yes or no?
I'm doing the interview.
Do you know how many women you slept
Yes.
Combative.
with? Double digits? Triple digits. Here we go, sitting back in this position. Double or triple?
I'm the interviewer. You're the interviewer.
I can't ask any questions?
You can ask questions.
Okay, so
when you have your podcast, invite me on and you and I have this conversation, okay? Now, back to our regularly normal scheduled program. You do understand that a man pride his woman to know. Look, I don't have any problem. You know, 3 bodies, 4 bodies, 5 bodies, 10 bodies. That what you did before me. Long as you know, I'm pretty lenient because I'm kind of, you know, lawyers, doctors, exotic dancers. Yeah. So you love what you know. You love what you love.
Oh.
But it's a high bar to hurdle if she makes things that she's done public. I think
Exactly.
I believe that the average person is below average. So the average man is most likely not going to.
But you're not going to be interested in no average man. You like what you like. Stop it.
And I never argued with you on that. You didn't let me finish my thought.
Go ahead.
Let me.
Okay.
And then.
Okay.
And then we. Right.
Okay.
What I'm saying is that the average guy would tell you that I'm not wife material. That's fine because I don't.
You're
want
not.
The average man. The man that I want is someone who is understanding of that. And if that's asking for too much from the male species, then I must be better.
You were never a wife, Brittany. You were never trained to be a wife. And even if you were trained to be a wife, you would always chase money and status over being a wife. That has always been your pattern. That will always be your pattern. And the incident with PJ was nothing more than clout chasing like you've always done. Even before PJ, you were a clout chaser on Instagram. You always have been a clout chaser. You always will be a clout chaser. That part of you will not change. You've always been a hoe. You probably died being a hoe. And those are the choices that you made, Brittany. Deal with them. Let's get back into this.
I must be better off alone then. I don't think I'm asking for the impossible. You literally just said that exotic dancers, lawyers, whoever, you love who you love.
Right.
Who you're drawn to is who you're drawn to. The average person is not going to want to make that jump. And that's okay. Because I'm not talking to them. I don't need anybody average. I'm not average. There's nothing about my mentality that's average. I don't carry myself as average. I don't look average. I'm not mundane and forgettable. Just like
Baby girl, take your ass to therapy.
I stand for something. I get so much flack because there's this little box. People want me to just like shut up, make an OnlyFans. Let me finish though. They want me to go over here and just admit that I'm a gold digger, that I trap guys, and that I only care about money.
You as a gold digger, you as a clout chaser, and you only care about money and status. Your pattern is your pattern, sweetheart. Deal with it.
But because I go so hard about true love, it's a
But you can.
Brittany, when have you ever been about true love? You've never been about true love. You've been about clout, money, clout, money, clout. That's your pattern.
Understand that you say.
because I like sex, like you.
Whoa, Rick.
Because I like sex. Because I'm curious.
We're back up at me.
Child, you need therapy. I don't even know if I can even take any more of the Club's Shay interview of Brittany Renner.
I don't give a... No, I don't care.
I'm saying you can understand why people will find that hard about true love because they're looking at true love as That's not what you're looking. What you're saying, what you're selling, doesn't seem like.
What am I selling? What am I selling?
Well, I mean, when you go on and you in your car and you say, "Well, I had sex with 3 men."
That was back in 2018, by the way. Go ahead. Sorry, I mean, interrupt.
No man, no woman can outrage.
Talk to her, Shay.
Because all it does is makes you tired when it catches up with you. So what you did in 2018.
And I gotta be brutally honest here. Even though I don't agree with a lot of stuff that Shannon says or does, I 100% agree with everything that Shannon Sharp is saying right here. Totally agree.
People still know about him in 2023. So this notion that you said, well, it happened 5 years ago, it happened 10 years ago. People have what they call the internet. People have what they call memory.
Talk about it.
Good. Don't ever forget it. Just know when you tried this, it ain't even about that. No, honestly though, I don't want people to forget. I don't believe you can delete your wholeness. I don't want to. I would not want a clean slate today. Because you know why?
What?
This whole journey for me has been learning.
Yes.
So if I'm
I can't take this anymore, y'all. Y'all, I'm sorry. I tried my best to at least try and give y'all an hour's worth of this. I can't do it. But I think I can muster out 10 extra minutes for y'all. This is something that Brittany Renner said concerning her mom. Let's get it.
All right, here we go. Brittany Renner. Welcome back to Vlad TV.
happy to be back.
Oh yeah, I mean, from what I understand, we actually did your first ever interview back in, was it 2014?
As you know, I have my own brands. I have 600,000 followers from just my fitness and the Fit Thick Army, hashtag Fit Thick Army. You did, and honestly, the fact that you were my first interview, I was way over my head on that one. Like, I went from a puddle to the middle of the ocean with you. I was so unprepared. I was nervous.
It's the big leagues, you know?
It is.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you came back. You know, it was kind of an interesting road to you actually coming back here, which we'll talk about later on the interview.
Yeah.
But, you know, since we have done an interview before, but, you know, I feel like I want to get into your whole story this time around. So let's go ahead and start at the beginning. So I guess you were raised in Ocean Springs, Mississippi?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what was Ocean Springs, Mississippi like back then?
I mean, it's a small town, definitely predominantly white. I mean, most people can't locate it on a map. I mean, I was raised, you know, my grandparents lived there, we all lived there. Just kind of, that's where everything started. And when our family moved to Mississippi, that's when I started playing soccer as well.
Got it. And you have a white mother and a black father.
Mama white, daddy black. So then, yeah.
Okay, and from what I understand, your parents weren't actually married?
No, they were not.
Okay, and you had mentioned that your grandparents raised you?
Towards like, probably from 9 on, yeah.
Okay, so what happened exactly, you know, to the point where your grandparents are raising you?
Well, from my understanding, after like getting both sides of the story, like my grandma was very controlling, so she kind of told my mom, like, you know, we're gonna be taking over them full time, you know, you don't have any stability, we're gonna do this our way. So my mom did what she felt like was best for us, which was, hey, they have a roof over their head, they're gonna have a routine, consistency, they can show up for my children in a way that I can't right now. So I feel like, you know, that was her doing what she felt was best for us, even though one could argue that, like, you know, was that what's best for us? Like, our grandparents raising us? I don't know.
Okay, and you have a brother and a sister.
I do. And I also have another brother as well. So I have two brothers
Okay,
and one
same.
sister.
Okay, same parents or different parents?
Different parents.
Got it. Okay, so, as you're growing up, in your teens and so forth, would you say that, your home life was stable or a bit unstable?
I mean, I felt like it was pretty stable. I thought it was normal to my understanding as a young person. I think it was kind of hard. They were out of the loop and just extremely strict, like almost smothering, to where we couldn't do much. So I felt like for me, not having that freedom to just be who I am caused me to rebel.
Got it. And how are you rebelling in the beginning?
Sneaking out, drinking vodka with my friends and TPing in houses and just sneaking out, just dumb shit.
Okay. And, your grandparents are raising you. So are you seeing your mom and your dad on a regular basis or not so much?
I would see my mom, but my dad, honestly, we really didn't connect until probably 2015. And by that time, I was kind of like, I don't need a dad anymore, right? You're a kid. I'm like, I went my whole life without this person. Why all of a sudden do I need to be close with you now? Like, I needed you when I was 10, not when I'm 20-something. So my mom, we would see each other, but my dad, no. And he was an alcoholic for a while. He's been sober for 10 years now.
Okay, so that's what the reason you think that maybe he wasn't around because he was dealing with his own issues?
Correct.
Okay. And
This is proof that dysfunctional parents breed dysfunctional children.
when you look back on it and you look at, you as an adult, and you mentioned that, you go to therapy now, which I do as well.
Nice.
I think every person should really do it. Do you feel like you have daddy issues that you're still working through or not so much?
I mean, in all fairness, it's probably mommy and daddy issues, because when people ask me what was
Yeah,
the one
she
thing that was
does.
missing in my childhood, I would say my parents. Because seemingly you would think, like, you're in a dual parent household, you're being raised by your grandparents, that should be enough, right? You have the roof over your head, you have food, clothes on your back, taking us to and from soccer. But I feel like as a child, you have unconditional love for your parents and you desire to have them in your life. So I would say for a long time I struggled with both, and I think it's something that, of course, you still work through. I don't think you're just completely healed from anything traumatic, but I will say that you just kind of learn more so to dance with those skeletons, like, along your journey. So I think a little bit of both, yeah, because I wanted both of my parents.
Gotcha. And, there's a quote that I found that it seems like you said, and I'm not sure where exactly it came from, and I guess your mom is sitting right here next to you right now, so this is going to be a little uncomfortable, but there's a quote that said that your mom liked...
I don't even want to say it. Black dick.
I don't even want to say it, because your mother's right there.
Well, my mom read the book. Right? We've had several, you got to understand about my family. So my family is very supportive of who I am. My mom read my book, and she was like, I didn't know you felt that way, but you are entitled to feel how you feel. And I think there was a lot of things that I said that were very hurtful to her. But the reality of the situation was I could only express how I felt with the awareness I had then. So I didn't really find out a lot of truth to my grandparents until I was about 26. So
Angels up in the clouds are jealous knowing we found
till I was about 26. So it's like that's all I knew. And my family has always had a hate campaign against my mother. So your whole life you're being told your mom's not this, your mom's not that, she's boy crazy, she doesn't care about you, like, she doesn't even want to be around. Like, when you're having your head filled with those thoughts, what else are you supposed to believe your whole life? So, yeah, for a long time, my mom and I were at odds because I didn't understand her. I didn't know why she didn't want to be around. And a part of me resented her, like, why are we being raised by my grandparents?
Yeah. Well, I mean, if it comes from your book, I'll go ahead and just quote it then. You said, my white mom liked black penis more than she loved me.
That's how I felt.
Yeah. So she was basically chasing after guys.
Well, unfortunately, like mama, like daughter.
While you were still young and felt like she wasn't really raising you properly?
Well, I think, yeah, so, I mean, it's, where was my mom? I think the biggest part of, like, the mommy issue was, this is kind of like, this feels like therapy a little bit, but I think the root of it was, I don't want to say it. Ew, like, you're the first person to make me cry, but I think it was like, how come I'm not enough? Like, how come you don't want to be around? So that quote was me as a young person trying to understand, like, where are you? Like, why don't you want to be here? And I think when I really trace it back, because I've had a lot of time to reflect, I think that's why with men, like, I would think like they were the answer. Like, if I just would bend and bend and bend and bend until I break, like, maybe I'll be good enough then. And I feel like it started from not having those two people that I felt like I had an unconditional love and desire to be accepted by. I cannot believe I just cried, but that's the truth. I'm just trying to be more in my truth, and if tears come, tears come.
Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, no matter how hard we try not to repeat our parents', cycles, it seems like we do. Like, I do it myself. Like, I look back at things that my dad did when he was my age, and it was like, oh, here I am doing the exact same thing he's doing, even though I try to avoid it. Here I am. So, it's one of those things that, unfortunately, I think therapy is what helps when you actually start to realize why it is you're doing it and the underlying meaning behind it that can help you heal better.
I've had sex with 35 guys. Okay.
I'm just going to end it right here. I'll see y'all later.